ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Inside Berm weekly podcast. I am your host, Jake Keel, the voice of Southern Oklahoma Speedway, one of the voices of Southern Oklahoma Speedway with my good brother over there, Toby Lyles. And I'm excited to be back. Justin, yes, I didn't like that I had to miss last week. Couldn't make it happen after technical difficulties on Wednesday. It snowed here last Wednesday. It's the end of March and April. What is going on? Excuse me, but we're back. We're ready to talk racing. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to go back and maybe do an extra episode to cover some more stuff. But we're here. We're ready to go. And I'm just happy to be back. I'm back. It's weird whenever I don't get to do the podcast. I almost forgot where all my stuff was this week. So, it's been one of those weeks. And my ear itches. Why does my ear itch? I don't know. But we're ready to go. And there's a lot going on in racing right now. We're getting ready to hit. We're officially in April, which usually means by the end of this month, every track locally will be running. That is going to be open for 2024. Sometimes there's some stragglers into May, but April is really that testing ground, the time when everybody comes in. Hello, Red. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Is when really all the tracks come in and we start seeing races, going on throughout the state, throughout Texas, throughout the nation. And there's a lot of stuff that's happened in the last couple weeks. And I'm really excited to talk about it. What about this stat? World of Outlaws, 9 winners through 9 races. The first time that has ever happened in World of Outlaws history this year. Rico setting that record for the World of Outlaws. And they're at Arrowhead Speedway this weekend. I would love to see 10 different drivers through 10 races, but we'll see what goes on there. I'm so out of sorts. I haven't even gone over my beloved sponsors. Jake's Dad Carbs, 405-640-6862 for all your micro sprint carburetor needs. He repairs, he cleans, he fixes, and he sells. So if you have anything that you need for a micro carburetor, hit him up. Victory Fuel. Use code Monstar Pro at checkout for some savings on your favorite flavored electrolyte drink. That includes your daily dose of vitamins, your electrolytes. It's kid-friendly with low sugar, caffeine-free, and no artificial colorings. Victory Fuel, fuel your victory. Once again, use code Monstar Pro at checkout. Rico is a badass. You don't even have to have the little in there. Rico is a badass. Rico is one of my favorite drivers on the planet. I love to see him pick up victories, and he's really good. There's no doubt about it. And don't forget Spinebuster brand, new t-shirts available. In fact, I just got my new t-shirt from Spinebuster brand. Let me grab it real quick. It's right behind me. With the Spinebuster Racing logo on the front. Banging fenders and sending sliders. I'll go ahead and upload that. That is our first street stock car shirt. I'll upload that design real quick so y'all can see it up close and personal. Lots of really cool things going on at Spinebuster. As always, we have our home of the super modifieds Fairground Speedway shirts. Those are going like hotcakes. We're getting close to being able to have full stock so that we can take those to shows. I'm hoping to have that here really soon. Banging Fenders and Sending Sliders is up and available. on our TeePublic store. I'll share the link to that. And on our Etsy store, we also have that Inside Berm podcast t-shirt, the NASCAR-inspired t-shirt from the early 90s. My favorite era of racing. I'm a sucker for a Chevy Lumina. My parents had a Chevy Lumina. I'm a sucker for Chevy Lumina in NASCAR. So it was a great time. It was a great looking race car. It looked like what a race car should look like. Yeah, get that street stock shirt. I'm excited to wear that to the races this weekend. Spinebuster Racing, banging fenders and sending sliders. That's the back design. On the front has the Spinebuster Racing logo. What a great shirt. I'm excited that one's rolled out. What you can watch this week. We're gonna talk about a few different tracks here in Oklahoma that you can hit up this weekend. I don't have a flyer for them, so I'll go ahead and get them out of the way. Port City has their annual spring fling this weekend. Go ahead and hit up Port City if you're up that way. The spring fling's always a great event. Love our friends over at excuse me, over at Port City. Fantastic folks up there. Shane Stewart's doing a phenomenal job up there. This weekend, where you'll find me, Southern Oklahoma Speedway with the Touring Outlaw Modified Series, making their season opener here at Southern Oklahoma Speedway. Whoops, hit the space bar there. Did not know that takes that off. So 13 and up are $20, 12 and under 15. Seniors $15 as well. Under 5, always free. Pit passes $35. Gates open at 5, racing at 7. You get the Eco Mods, the hobby / factory stocks, the IMCA Sport Mods, and the ground pounding Touring Outlaw Modified Series. One of my favorite series out there. I love the Tom series. It's a really great series. So very excited for that. If you're not up for that, sprint cars, Turf Tire Micros, going to be at Red Dirt Raceway this weekend, along with the factory stocks, the Sport Mods, and the tuners. Friday, April 5th. But you can go to both. Go to both. Support all the tracks you can. Keep the doors open. Without you, the fans, the doors do not stay open. Red Dirt Raceway, Friday, April 5th. There in Meeker, Oklahoma. Gates open at 6. Races start at 7:30. General admission, $15. High school students and younger are just $5. Kids 5 and under are always free. They have a really awesome concept there. They have the tailgate area where you can pay $7 per carload, max of 8 people, and everyone must be in the vehicle. And you can bring in your ice chest. You can bring in your ice chest there. You can bring your own food, bring your own cold beer. Tailgate area is a really cool thing that Red Dirt Raceway does. Pit passes are $35. 5 years and younger are only $10. Looks like we got another comment. Yes, I was getting ready to get to that. Red, were you able? Did you go to that? I was not able to go because of Easter festivities, but let me know if you went. I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. I-44 Speedway opening up this weekend for their, well, they opened up last weekend, but their official start of the season is this weekend. First points night. Pits open at 3:30. Gates open for general admission at 5. Hot laps around 6. Racing at 7 o'clock. This is one thing I don't like about their social media. They never put up the pricing. I need to go look at the pricing, but let me upload one last. Well, if I can get it to open up. One moment as technical difficulties. Okay, well, they didn't upload the poster. You can't actually download the poster. Enid Speedway opening up this week. It looks like Saturday, April 6th. They'll kick off their 2024 season. They have an entirely new pit area, and the county has added some new items to the concessions. So they've been working all off season to make sure that Enid is ready to go. Adults are $20, military and seniors over 55, $15. Students 12 to 15, $15. Kids 11 and under are always free. Grandstands open at 5 p.m. Racing at 7:30. Pit passes are $35. Check out Enid Speedway if you're in the area. It's a great weekend there. All right, Red. Well, I'm gonna have to get your comments on it. Let's dive right into it. Red Dirt Raceway last weekend had their annual salute to the fairgrounds, and I wanted to be there. Easter festivities. When you have to visit two families on holidays, you usually end up overlapping onto Saturday. So Easter festivities, I was at my in-laws, and I was hoping that we'd be able to get physical stock of the fairground speedways for that race, but we were not able to. We will hope. I'm working with Cody Brewer to come up with something special for their race next year. I'm gonna see what we can come up with and maybe have something exclusive or drops at the racetrack, and then we can sell it from there if we don't get a huge movement there. But they had their annual salute to the fairgrounds with the USL sprint cars, the tuners, factory stocks, and the sport mods. Let's go through the other classes real quick, and then I'll talk on the sprint cars. It looks like Curtis Allen picked up the Sport Mod A feature win. Curtis Allen, longtime racer here in Oklahoma, kind of a legend in the modified area. Tyler Butler, Tyler Webb, Nick Morgan, and Brody Slater, your top five. With a very full pit area of sport mods. A lot of the modified guys are going to sport mod. I've noticed this. Jay Sale, Curtis Allen, a lot of these guys are moving down to sport mod. And I know, rising costs and everything are kind of sending everybody that way, but it's just making sport mod that much tougher. And I love it. I love seeing it. Excuse me. April, my allergies are horrible. So excuse me if I'm a little snotty into the microphone today. Race Elliott picking up the factory stock win. As Red Rediker said, best race was the factory stocks. Factory stocks have been on point here lately. I've been really, really enjoying some factory and hobby stocks. It seems like everybody's just getting better over there in that era, and I'm happy for them. Race Elliott picking up the win, the young man in the 09R, as well as Jason Weber, Jonathan Jarvis, Mark Norwood, and Matt Norwood rounding out your top five. 17 cars in hobby stock. That's a really good it's a really good field there. Court Morgan, I'm gonna have to look that up. Court Morgan finished fifth or sixth, started fifth, so I guess went to the back and then came back up. Sounds like a good run. Sounds like they were hooked up, and if they'd stayed out of trouble, might have been a contender for the win. My favorite class over there, the tuners. Justin, you will be getting better. I know that for a fact. The tuners, my favorite class at Red Dirt Raceway. I really want a tuner. If anybody wants to help sponsor me a tuner, I'll put your name really big. I'll put your face on the car. I don't care. I want a tuner. And they're cheap. And if anybody wants to help me get one, I'd love to have one. Dylan Whitley picking up the win in the 16W. Johnny Raschenberg, 16R in second. Aaron Bliss in third. Sheldon Coslow in fourth. And Ernest Purcell in fifth. And all Enid top three. Enid, Oklahoma. Justin, let me know. Does Enid run tuners? Do they run sport compacts up there? If not, it sounds like they should. So let's talk about the sprint cars. No heat races. This is a really interesting night of racing for sprint cars. They went non-wing 100 laps on a quarter mile. They do. Okay, then they've got, looks like some heavy competitions up there in Enid. 100 miles on a quarter mile red dirt raceway. I had my doubts. About how this would work. They had the competition red at lap 60, I do believe. I know they had a competition red, but I was really interested in this format, and it sounds like they deliver. Scott Etter, glad to see you joining us, Scott. I've joined the booth with Scott multiple times, and always happy to see your name pop up. Good luck in Muskogee this year. Are they starting racing this week, Scott? I know that they're starting soon as well. USL sprint cars, though, 100 laps. I had my doubts. On how this would work, but it sounds like it went off without a hitch. And from what I'm seeing, the people loved it. The drivers love it. The fans loved it. And I'm sure this will happen again next year. But a very interesting format where they did not run heat races. They had qualifying, and then they went straight to the feature, which, I mean, with 24 cars, it's not a bad idea. You run the qualifying, everybody gets their lap, the fastest guys start up front. Maybe would like to see an inversion there. We'll see, but it looks like there might have been a slight inversion, because I do see that Reese Moran, the eventual winner, did not qualify top 8 inverted. Okay, yeah. So that's exactly what I like to see on this. Inversion there, that's great. You get some of the faster cars a little bit farther back, and you have 100 laps. If you can't drive to the front in 100 laps and you have a very fast car, then you not gonna really do much. But there you go. Muskogee starts in May at Outlaw. Not competing against all the 410 shows. Man, I would love to be able to go to all those 410 shows. If you're coming down to Ardmore, give me a holler. Give me a holler and bring me a taco, Scott. I would love to see you, buddy. USL Sprint Cars, Reese Moran picks up the win, and it sounds like he led about 60 laps. It was a great race. Apparently, I'm really excited that they're doing this, and the fact that it worked. Hats off to Cody Brewer. Hats off. They had a vision on this, and I'm definitely going to be a part of it next year with Spinebuster brand. Loved it. Love it. Ty Holsey going 16 to third, plus 13. That's a great run in this feature. That's what I'm talking about. You have 100 laps to make the moves. If you got a fast car, there's no excuses in a 100 lapper. Make your moves, go to the front. Yeah, you're going to have to come to Ardmore. You can get the Taco Casa there right off of the highway. I'm so mad because last time I was in Ardmore, I went to Taco Casa after the races, and I missed their closing by 5 minutes. And I had to settle for Taco Bell because I really wanted tacos, and nothing else was open. So here we are. Taco Casa should sponsor Scott Etter, and I wouldn't be mad if they sponsor me at the same time. But hats off to the crew over there at Red Dirt Raceway. Really excited for them. We're going to skim through Port City. Port City had I dig that, Justin. I dig that a lot. 50 laps factory stocks. That'd be great. They had their 2 nights of the Turnpike Challenge. Riker Jones picking up the Friday night win in junior sprint. A-class micro went to Zach Moore, which if y'all saw that race started off with a huge wreck, and I believe they just stopped the race after that. There was a lot of cars that were involved in that wreck. I think they just scratched it from there, from what I've read. Hudson Truitt winning the restrictor micro. I believe that was Saturday night, though. This is the Friday night stuff. Wing Outlaw went to Connor Lee. Non-wing Outlaw went to Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll, some bad fast. Tanner Thorson picking up the midget win in the 5U car. Love to see that team succeed. And yeah, man, Port City, it's a tough place to beat whenever you're talking about these micros and midgets. I mean, I call it the best race, the best micro track in the country for a reason. It's just that good. It's that good of a track, especially those midgets out there. Brother, we're talking about a hell of a time watching midgets at Port City Raceway. Saturday night, Riker Jones picking up the A feature win in junior sprints. Then we have Tyler Cook picking up the A-class micro win. Restrictor micro went to Hunter Adams. Outlaw wing went to Cole Roberts. Good to see Cole Roberts back up front. And then non-wing micro, Chris Carroll pulling off the double. Great for him. And then right down here to the midgets, Ashton Torgerson picking up the win for Keith Coons Motorsports. Tanner Thorson coming home in second, trying to defend, could not make it. I-44 also had their now 600s start. You saw Chase Button win the junior sprint micros. Restrictor micros, Caden Lane. There's a lot of stuff here, so I'm trying to hurry through it so that we can talk about some more pressing things. The Mod 600s, Dan Enochson. Frank Flood winning the non-wing micros, and I do believe that is it. Oh, A-class wing micros. Brant Woods picking up the A-class wings. So great weekend of racing there. So, Scott, I have not seen this video. That really disappoints me in David Gravel. If he's straight up bashing Thunderbird Speedway, especially if it's about the situation with the wind, because there's nothing really they can do there. The Oklahoma has been a long-time victim of wind-canceled races for sprint cars. And when you have 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, catching the sides of a sprint car, catching the side panels of a sprint car, it's not good. That's not good news. And this isn't a new thing. There have been times where I was going to the races at the fairgrounds and the sprint cars were canceled because of wind. You have to have near perfect conditions for those wing sprint cars to run and not have major issues. So I'm going to tell you what, Scott, I'm going to go watch that video. And I will post my own comments about this. I will probably just shoot it with my phone. But I'm going to post my own thoughts on it, Scott. So I'll tag you in that. Make sure that you see that. But Justin Condon, fantastic. 1 month from tomorrow. You know what? I am really digging NASCAR right now. NASCAR has been a big part of my viewing. I watched almost all of the Richmond race. My only problem with NASCAR right now is that I'm hooked to a video game called Helldivers, and it's been taking up all my time. So in my ADHD brain, I have to have a break there. So let me see what I can see about this, Scott. Right at the beginning
yesterday, guys, because we got there It was windy. Went to the t-shirt trailer, and we got winded out. To be honest with you guys, the facility was not nice, not up to snuff, in my opinion, for a World of Outlaw race. So I think with how big the track was, how windy it was, and the facility, not up to par. Just too many risky things to deal with there. If it was a small quarter mile, we could probably get away with it with that wind, but we'll be hauling butter on there and definitely don't want to risk it. So I understand what the Outlaws did. I don't agree.
I don't know if y'all can hear this, but
in the first place, if it was like that, but that's part of racing sometimes, and it's a learning experience for everybody. Tonight, we're here at I-81 Speedway.
Okay, so yeah, he is bashing Thunderbird a little bit. This is a weird take from David Gravel, because I saw other drivers on the outlaw circuit talking about how nice they liked Thunderbird and how they wish they would have gotten to race Thunderbird. So I'm very confused by his words. I'm not exactly happy because I'm a big David Gravel fan. I love David Gravel. I love what he does with his missions, with his helping small businesses and small mission type businesses like Pets and People. He stopped off at Pets and People in Yukon, which is where I have adopted my dog, and really helps out that kind of stuff. But I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong about Thunderbird Speedway. Right now, Thunderbird Speedway is in a big controversy with canceling most of their canceling most of their season. So I don't know what's going on there. Thunderbird is a nice track. I've seen much worse on the Outlaw Tour, that's for sure. There's been some places the Outlaw Tour has gone to that I'm surprised. I don't know. I don't want to take his words out of context. As a driver, you see some things that fans might not see. So there might be something that spooked him personally. But I don't know. Red, I don't know what that's going on. Apparently they misbudgeted on the season and left only a few of the races, including the World of Outlaws. I'm not going to speculate on it. I have no reason to bash Thunderbird Speedway or talk ill will about them. What I know is the facts, is they canceled their season because of budgetary issues from what has been alleged on their Facebook page. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to do that and then just cancel. So I don't know. And if it was they were trying to make the money to have the Outlaws come in, well, now the Outlaws are canceled. So what happens there? And I don't know what happens in that situation. If somebody can enlighten me, you got to put up some big money for the Outlaws to come. And if they cancel, what happens? What happens to that money? So I'll try to dive deeper into that and see what I can find. But man, it's sad whenever we see a driver bashing a track. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. J.R. Wind, one of the men behind Spinebuster brand, went to his first ever dirt track race 2 weeks ago at Creek County Speedway for ASCS. Had a wonderful time. I'm so glad that you had some fun. You need to come down to Ardmore. And let's talk about a race that you need to come down to, because I've been meaning to mention this and start talking about it. April 19th, Southern Oklahoma Speedway, the Kubota High Limit Sprint Car Series come in for the High Limit Hustle. high limit sprint cars, and hobby stock factory stocks. This is going to be a fantastic night of racing. You can use that little QR code right there on the screen to order your tickets. They are through My Race Pass. Gates open at 2 o'clock. Drivers meeting at 5. Hot laps at 6. Fan Fest at 7 at the grandstands, and racing starts at 7:30. Grandstands pricing is $40. Pit pass is $45 at the gate. You wanted the best. You're going to see them. You're going to see them there at Southern Oklahoma Speedway. You will not want to miss 410 Sprint Car at Southern Oklahoma Speedway. I saw them when the All-Stars were there a few years ago, and I'm so excited to see them there again. This is going to be a phenomenal show. JR, April 19th, put it on your calendar. Go buy your tickets on My Race Pass. I'll send you the link. You'll want to be there. You'll get sprint cars and hobby stocks, your two favorite things. So make sure that you go ahead and buy your tickets in advance if you are coming, because they are not guaranteeing anything at the gate, because if it sells out online, then they are sold out. They're sold out completely. So go hit them up. You'll only be able to buy a pit pass at the gate. NASCAR. Let's talk about NASCAR for a second. Let's talk about pretty much what NASCAR has, the closest thing NASCAR has to an evil, villain racer. And that is Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin picking up his win this weekend in controversial fashion. A lot of people think he jumped. I've reviewed the footage myself. I think he jumped. I think he jumped to start there at the end. Past his got past his teammate, Martin Truex, and yeah, man, I don't know. NASCAR says it's okay. NASCAR said it was an okay finish, so you have to believe them there, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It didn't look good to me. And I hate that. I hate that for a guy like Martin. He doesn't let his anger get out very often, and when he does, it shows. But I just feel bad for the guy because he had that thing locked up there at the end. Then Kyle Larson got the brunt of it, and they made sure to say that they weren't frustrated with each other. But man, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that stuff like that happens and NASCAR doesn't catch it. Then they said they went back and reviewed it. They said the pass was legal. That's where we have to sit. I hate races that end that way, because it's pretty blatant. But it's up to them to make that call. But as we were talking earlier, NASCAR's been the best it's been in a long time. Long time. It's the best it's been. They've got some really good racers. If they would let these guys show more emotion, man. I mean, Denny, love him or hate him. I hate him. I don't like him. But Denny is one of those guys that shows a lot of emotion. And, he drives with emotion. We haven't had that in a long time. And I'm excited that we're getting that back. Him, Ross Chastain is another guy that shows a lot of emotion, shows a lot of character. We need more characters in racing. We need more. Racing has always had a pro wrestling element to it. You had your good guys, you had your bad guys, you had your baby faces and your heels, and we got to let that run. I mean, we had guys like Dale Earnhardt that were the tweener. They were the guy that does bad things on the track, but he gets cheered for it. And We just need more. Tony Stewart, a great example. Tony Stewart showed a lot of emotion, was cheered, or he was booed. It all depended on, the person. We need more guys like that. And I think that's where the sport has fallen flat because everybody's sanitized and has to abide by what they think their sponsor wants. So we'll see. I'm excited for NASCAR this year. I think they've had really, really good racing so far. And I think it's all about this next gen car. I think that next gen car just really races well and it evens out this series. And you're seeing a lot of young guys picking up wins and, really, really coming forward and coming out of their shells. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the rest of the season. But what I'm most excited for is to be back at the racetrack this weekend. If you can't make it to Southern Oklahoma Speedway, I would love for every one of you to make it to Southern Oklahoma Speedway this Saturday night. It's going to be a great night of racing. But if you can't, support your local racetrack. Make dirt racing great again. Really get out there. Go buy a T-shirt. Buy someone's T-shirt. Buy my T-shirt. Bang some fenders and send some sliders. I am all about this world, and I want everything to succeed here. I want every track to succeed. Not just the one I'm working on, not just the ones that run sprint cars. I want there to be a racetrack for everyone. And I'm excited for new fans like JR to be out there and making their way around. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for you today. I'm glad that you joined me. I love each and every one of you that join me and comment and share. And that's all you can do at the end of the day. If you can't afford a T-shirt, if you can't afford a Patreon subscription, share, like, comment. It helps the algorithm. It helps me get new viewers. It helps this get pushed out to other people. So that's it, guys. I am Jake, and you guys be good. We'll see you next Wednesday.